For a retired warrior like Gronk, life had finally found its rhythm, a rhythm of solitude, of polish, and of a deep, comfortable quiet. He had fought his battles, and this was his reward. But peace, as he was about to learn, can be a fragile thing, and sometimes it's interrupted by a knock that promises to unravel the quiet life he had so carefully built. And just like that, chaos was delivered, not with a warning, not with an explanation, but with a frantic plea and a small, giggling bundle holding a mysterious glowing orb. The emergency, it seemed, was now his. Gronk had faced down fire-breathing beasts and armies of rock golems. But a glowing nose? That was new. This was the first hint that the little bundle in his arms was more than just a baby. He was a spark. The first rule of babysitting, as Gronk discovered, is that you are no longer in charge. All his warrior strength was no match for the unyielding grip of a determined toddler. His home was no longer just his. Now, a warrior knows the difference between a tool and a toy. But to eyes filled with endless curiosity, everything is an invitation for discovery, especially the big, shiny, very sharp things. And in that moment, something shifted. The grumpy retiree was gone, replaced by the reluctant guardian. His most important mission was no longer polishing swords, but protecting tiny fingers from them. Gronk's kitchen, once a place of simple, predictable meals, had become a laboratory for magical mayhem. Every stir of the pot was a new experiment, with floating turnips and levitating ladles. And then came the grand finale, the moment a warrior, covered in stew and defeat, realizes he has truly lost the battle. His quiet retirement was officially a mess. Sometimes, when your world has been turned upside down and covered in soup, the only thing to do is step outside and breathe, to seek a moment of calm in the chaos. Out there, in the whispering dark, the little spark found his light. The forest, alive with its own magic, seemed to recognize one of its own, and the world became a breathtaking dance of light and laughter. And watching this tiny being so at home in a world of wonder, Gronk felt the last of his grumpy walls begin to crumble. A smile, small and unfamiliar, found its way to his face. But magic is often mischievous, and a tiny thief, sparkling with mischief, decided the night needed just a little more adventure. It was a challenge, and Pip, it turned out, never backed down from a challenge. The spark ignited, revealing a power far greater than anyone could have guessed. Gronk had seen magic before, the big, loud, battle-ending kind, but this was different. This was pure, untamed wonder, and it was more terrifying and beautiful than any spell he had ever known. With a wink and a challenge, the chase was on, a silent invitation to a secret world, if only they were brave enough to follow.
And Pip was nothing if not brave. With the focus of a seasoned explorer, he set off, one determined crawl at a time, into the heart of the unknown. And so the reluctant guardian became the reluctant pursuer, scrambling to keep up with the glowing menace who was leading him deeper into the woods and further from the quiet life he thought he wanted. Their chase led them to a place outside of time, a silent, glowing giant that stood as a gateway between the world Gronk knew and the world Pip belonged to. Suddenly, the chaos didn't matter. The mess, the noise, the floating turnips, all of it faded away. All that was left was a deep, primal fear, not for himself, but for the little life that had just crawled into the heart of all that magic. Inside was not darkness, but a universe of light.
A secret sanctuary where Pip's magic wasn't chaotic, but a language. He wasn't a menace here. He was home, playing in a symphony of light he was born to conduct. Peering into that wonder, Gronk finally understood. He wasn't babysitting a problem, he was guarding a miracle. And in that moment, the old warrior's heart felt a warmth he hadn't known it was missing.
The adventure was over. The forest grew quiet again, and in the calm that followed, a bond was formed, a silent understanding between a very big monster and a very small magical friend. Morning came, and with it, a return to the world of before. But for Gronk, nothing could ever be quite the same. The quiet he once cherished now felt a little empty. It was a short visit, but it left a permanent mark. As Gronk watched him go, he knew his life of peaceful solitude was over. He had found something better, a friend, a legend, and a very good reason to smile.